Now, ProPublica, but ProPublica if you are Amy Goodman, it came out with a new report. By the end of 2018, they found secret IRS files, a trove of never-before-seen records reveal how the wealthy avoid taxes. By the end of 2018, the 25 richest Americans were worth $1.1 trillion, as much as the combined wealth of the 14.3 million ordinary wage earners. The 2018 personal federal tax bill for the 25 richest was $1.9 billion. The bill for the wage earners, on the other hand, was $143 billion. Incredible stuff. In 2007, Jeff Bezos, then a multi-billionaire and now the world's richest man, did not pay a penny in federal income taxes. He achieved the feat again in 2011. 2018, Tesla founder Elon Musk, the second richest person in the world, paid no federal income taxes. Now, part of the reason is because all of their assets all of their wealth is tied in assets. So the way to hit these motherfuckers is by taxing capital gains or property taxes, taxing corporations, something that the Biden administration does not want to do, by the way, for the record. Income taxes are not a way that you can tax the wealthy because they don't report straight income. Michael Bloomberg managed to do the same in recent years. Billionaire investor Carl Icahn did it twice. George Soros paid no federal income tax 3 years in a row. ProPublica has obtained a vast trove of Internal Revenue Service data on the tax returns of thousands of the nation's wealthiest people, covering more than 15 years. The data provides an unprecedented look into the financial lives of America's titans, including Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Rupert Murdoch, and Mark Zuckerberg. It shows not just their income and taxes, but also their investments, stock trades, gambling winnings, and even the results of audits. Taken together, it demolishes a cornerstone myth of the American tax system, that everyone pays their fair share and the richest Americans pay the most. The IRS records show that the wealthiest can, perfectly legally, pay income taxes that are only a tiny fraction of the hundreds of millions, if not billions, their fortunes grow each year. In recent years, the median American household earned about $70,000 annually and paid 14% of federal taxes. The highest income tax rate, 37%, kicked in this year for couples on earnings above $628,300. The confidential tax records obtained by ProPublica show that the ultra-rich effectively sidestep the system. That's why, like, having a top marginal tax rate for income is still not going to end this problem. America's billionaires avail themselves to tax avoidance strategies beyond the reach of ordinary people. Their wealth derives from the skyrocketing value of their assets like stock and property. Those gains are not defined by U.S. laws as taxable income unless and until the billionaires sell. To capture the financial reality of the richest Americans, ProPublica undertook an analysis that has never been done before. We compared how much taxes the 25 richest Americans paid each year to how much Forbes estimated their wealth grew in that same time period. Oh my fucking God. The true tax rate for Warren Buffett was 0.10% from 2014 to 2019. For you, it was 14%. For Jeff Bezos, it was 0.98%. For Michael Bloomberg, it was 1.30%. For Elon Musk, it was 3.27%. No one among the 25 wealthiest avoided as much tax as Buffett, the grandfatherly centibillionaire. That's perhaps surprising given his public stance on as an advocate for higher tax for the rich. According to Forbes, his richest rose 24.3. Yeah, keep getting mad at fucking, TikTok Bernie Sanders supporters, dude. Keep getting mad at that, boys. Keep getting mad at Nico Lulz, dude. But don't get mad at these guys. They have philanthropies. So, and also there are jobs creators. You fucking simpleton peasants, you. Oh, yeah, dude. I can't believe. Oh, man. Rich leftists, dude. What the fuck? We really got to stop these rich leftist boys. Woo! I can't believe my 12 favorite streamers decided to move to Texas to avoid income tax, to avoid state taxes. That's what you sound like when you get fucking mad at like dumbass Twitch streamers fucking moving to Texas and shit. Do you not dislike tax avoidance? People that avoid state taxes, that move to fucking Texas, still end up paying for it by buying a $2 million fucking apartment in the middle of Dallas and paying 1.9% in property taxes instead of 0.75% that they would every single fucking year on an overvalued, inflated ass property for the rest of their fucking lives. So like, oh wow, she really avoided 10% of her income this year and maybe next year. Who knows how many years she's going to be able to avoid an additional 10% in state taxes when she's going to fucking pay more in property taxes for the rest of her fucking life for that inflated ass property. No one in the among 25 wealthiest avoided tax as much as Buffett, tax avoidance buffet. According to Forbes, his riches rose 24.3 billion between 2014 and 2018. Over those years, the data shows Buffett reportedly paid $23.7 million in taxes. That's 0.1%, dude. Holy fucking shit, dude. When you're poor, every single year, you're just dropping like 30% of your entire earnings, or maybe less, but still, everything you own is your net worth. Like, you don't have any assets. So your income is your entire net worth, your entire existence on this planet. All that shit goes straight up into the government. And that's why you lose your shit about fucking taxes. Meanwhile, the wealthiest motherfuckers are not even giving 0.1%, barely giving 0.1% of their fucking earnings back to the government. Anyway, so consider Bezos 2007, one of the years he paid zero in federal income taxes. Amazon stock more than doubled. Bezos' fortune leapt 3.8 billion according to Forbes, whose wealth estimates are widely cited. How did a person enjoying that sort of wealth explosion end up paying no income tax? I wonder how. Because they have unlimited funds. Like, they literally have unlimited funds because they have unlimited assets. They could just open up a line of credit like that. Here, give me $7 billion, please. In that year, Bezos, who filed his taxes jointly with his then wife, Mackenzie Scott, reported a paltry for him $46 million in income, largely from the interest and dividend payments on outside investments. He was able to offset every penny he earned with losses from side investments and various deductions like interest expenses on debts and the vague catch-all category of other expenses. In 2001, a year in which his wealth held roughly steady at 18 billion, bad year for Bezos, boys. Bezos filed a tax return reporting money he lost. His income that year was more than offset by investment losses. What's more, because according to the tax law, he made so little, he even claimed and received a $4,000 tax credit for his children. Oh my God, dude. He got a tax credit for his kids, dude. That's awesome. He deserves it. You guys are fucking idiots. By the way, this is hilarious that, like, all the libs who were mad at Donald Trump will not say a fucking single word about this. Remember how liberals were like, Donald Trump paid $75,000 in federal income taxes? What the fuck? I thought he was a billionaire. I thought he was a billionaire. Maybe what these Democrats were saying is like, how did he not avoid all of the taxes like these motherfuckers did? $750. Sorry, not $775,000. That's true. That's great, dude. That's fucking great. I love this. Incredible, incredible. His tax avoidance is even more striking if you examine 2006 to 2018, a period for which ProPublica has complete data. Bezos' wealth increased by $127 billion, according to Forbes. But then he reported a total of 6.5 in income. The 1.4 billion he paid in personal federal taxes is a massive number, yet it amounts to a 1.1% true tax rate on the rise of his fortune. Oof. Hey man, Bezos was doing this because he moved to Texas, guys. It's like zero head takes, dude. Anyway, wealth and income is different though, right? Like, if he never sold any investment, does he have to report it? Doesn't have to report it until he sells it all, it is? Yeah, but you don't need to sell it ever. Unless, and he did recently, he sold a bunch of stock to purchase like $150 million mansion, okay? Like that. He needed like cash, right? But he doesn't need to for the most part because he could just like take a line of credit or some shit. Was it a yacht? I thought it was $150 million mansion or some shit. The problem is, and I've mentioned this already, it's not that his income is non-taxable because that's not where, like, it doesn't make financial sense to try to tax the income of billionaires because their wealth generation stems from their assets. Rich people make their money work for them. That's why everybody gets mad at me for not using my money, for having my money just sit in a fucking checking account. That's why all of my analyst friends lose their fucking minds. They're like, you're such an idiot. And they're right, by the way. They're 100% correct. Rich people do not make money off of their labor. They make money off of the money that they already have. This is what capitalism is about. It's called capital gains. Your pre-existing capital that you have accumulated, all the wealth that you've accumulated, ends up making more money year over year for you than your fucking dad and your granddad and yourself could never, ever imagine. That's how it works. Compare Bezos' financial picture to a typical American household. Jeff Bezos' wealth grown by $127 billion over this time frame, as we talked about, and he only paid $1.4 billion in total taxes. The typical American household, on the other hand, paid a total of taxes to $142,000 during this point, and their wealth grew by $89,000. During the recession, many people lost value in their homes. These are still people with, like, this is the average household that still has like some assets too. We're not even talking about pure income, because we're talking about 2008. So a lot of people that owned homes, their property values went down. So if the only asset that you own is your fucking home, and it tanks, its value tanks, you all of a sudden have lost you've lost everything. You've lost your only only appreciating asset. The revelations provided by the IRS data come at a crucial moment. Wealth inequality has become one of the defining issues of our age. The president and Congress are considering the most ambitious tax increases in decades on those with high incomes. But the American tax conversation has been dominated by debate over incremental changes, such as whether the top tax rate should be 39.6% rather than 37%. So this shit is fucking annoying for two reasons. One, because the top marginal tax rate increase should occur regardless. I'm fully on board with it, and it should be even higher than this. But if you don't actually fucking increase the capital gains tax, if you don't actually try to tax wealth as best as you possibly can in the most ethical way possible, then you're not going to reach these dudes, okay? Like, you're going to still get billions of dollars in return. But the reality is, like, it's not the fucking income that you need to be taxing. The income you'll tax, if you increase it, you'll tax people like me. And unfortunately, there aren't a lot of people like me. Most people in my position immediately fucking put their money back into the stock market and make money off of their money, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with being taxed more. I advocate for that. But if you want to solve this problem, you can't just increase the top marginal tax rate, because most wealthy people don't make money off of their labor, but instead, like, you know what this does? This taxes people like me, and it taxes athletes, it taxes Twitch streamers, it taxes doctors, it taxes people that make the largest sum of their like overall revenue off of their personal labor. You're taxing high earners, but you're not necessarily tackling the problem of income inequality. You are making it a little bit better, because these people should be taxed higher, including myself, straight up. However, the real issue is still in assets. The real issue is still in capital gains. Do you get it? Don't you have to pay an income tax on your paycheck before you buy assets anyway, though? For people that make their lion's share of revenue every year from their own labor, still pay an income tax, and then on top of that, they would get taxed. Those who responded, including Buffet, Bloomberg, and Icon, all said they paid the taxes they owed. A spokesman for Soros said in a statement, between 2016 and 2018, George Soros lost money on his investments. Therefore, he did not owe federal income taxes in those years. Mr. Soros has long supported higher tax for wealthy Americans. Personal and corporate representatives of Bezos declined to receive detailed questions about the matter. ProPublica attempted to reach Scott through her divorce attorney, a personal representative, and family members. She did not respond. Musk responded to an initial query with a lone punctuation mark, question mark. After we sent detailed questions to him, he did not reply. It's Buffett. I know. I like to say buffet. Motherfucker just threw a question mark out there. Guys, you don't understand. One day you'll be just as rich. You'll be one of like the 100 people that are that rich, and you'll also get to take advantage of that, okay? Meanwhile, get mad at all the other dumb shit in your life, okay? This host really tries to make info digestible for kids. Are you talking about me? Because yes, that's the whole purpose of what I do. Problem with fixing the tax structure to make the ultra wealthy pay their fair share is that a significant portion of middle class and poor voters are somehow convinced that raising taxes on Elon Musk means that they'll pay more in taxes themselves. Yes, they do. That is rich person propaganda, and it is profoundly effective, because America has sold you a dream of meritocracy, which is a lie, that like if you work hard enough, you will one day become Elon Musk, which you will not. And also on top of that, that those people, because of meritocracy being a real thing, because capitalism being the best possible system, economic organization of society, that like, how can you criticize capitalism if you benefit from it as well? I don't just benefit from capitalism. I exist under capitalism. There's nothing I can do about that. You can't exist outside of capitalist confines, okay? It's so stupid. And if you have a problem with me crushing it under a capitalist organization of the economy, because people like what I have to say, want to give me money, then admit that it's not a fucking meritocracy, or admit that I'm better than you. One or the other. As I was saying, meritocracy is a lie, but it's sold to you as a truth, and that these people are working super hard, and that's why they got to the point that they did, and that they're working like a billion times harder than the average worker, and that's why we're a billion times smarter than the average worker, and that's also bullshit. I don't believe that, and you shouldn't believe that either. And then they turn around and say, you too can get there when you can't. To give you a demonstration of like how wealthy Elon Musk and like Jeff Bezos are, I am closer to being homeless than I am to fucking being Elon Musk. Most people are closer financially to being homeless and having no assets, no fucking money whatsoever than we are to being Jeff Bezos. Most people are closer to being homeless than they are to owning like literally 1% of Elon Musk's wealth. Most people can't grasp the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. You should check out that site called Wealth to Scale. Yeah, it was my favorite Recful video of all time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 500,000. Copy paste that. That's $1 million. Okay. Then we have to go 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 million. Let's copy paste that. That's 10 million. Okay. Let's copy paste the 10 million. That's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100 million. Okay. Let's copy paste the 100 million. Okay. That's 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 billion. Okay. And now I'm high, and I'm going to donate Soda Pop in $100,000 like this.
Was that the delete key?
Yeah. And now we're going to try to find the money that we're missing now. Okay?
It's on the right. It's on the right. I see it. There it is.
You saw it. It was right there. But it's kind of hard to feel it. If I put it somewhere in the middle, you guys probably wouldn't find it.
Motherfucker, that's just $1 billion, by the way. Jeff Bezos has like 100 plus of those. It's not all in liquid assets. Great. A better demonstration, or one way to effectively show exactly what you're saying and how much money that makes is to also add a couple lines all the fucking time, nonstop. When you have $1 billion in assets, because of course none of that's fucking liquid, it's never liquid. People get to $1 billion through using their capital, making their money work for them, whether it's investing in their own business, whether it's like building their own business, whether it's investing in the stock market. No, J.K. Rowling did not become a billionaire from her labor. That is psychotic. A publisher didn't pay J.K. Rowling $1 billion. J.K. Rowling at that point was a business that relied on producing books, printing them. A publisher might have given her a couple million originally for her labor, but there is not a single person that has ever made a $1 billion purely off of their labor.
ProPublica report. The first is that the tax code is full of loopholes, and you can't blame the rich for making use of loopholes. Remember the old saying, there's nothing wrong.
Why not? How are you not going to blame the rich for making use of loopholes when they wrote it, you fucking jackass? I can't believe this guy is the editor at large, dude. Imagine having such a large head and not having anything inside of your fucking dumbass cranium. Oh my God, dude. Go back to Britland, brother. Fucking Tory Andy over here. Jesus Christ.
With avoiding tax. Every person's duty is to avoid tax. The problem is evading tax. And the reality here is there are loopholes in the system which these people have been able to exploit. And I'm not sure you should blame them for exploiting things. You can blame them for lobbying. You can blame them for putting them there in the first place, for arguing for them. But they are there, and Congress can always remove them. The second thing.
I'm sorry, sir. Do not blame me for being arrested for masturbating in public. You can blame me for having my dick out in public. You can blame me for putting my hands on my dick in public. But do not blame me for getting arrested for masturbating in public, sir. What do you mean? It's like you're literally describing the steps that we should be criticizing while simultaneously saying, like, you should not be criticizing them regardless. Sorry! I was just having a bit of a wank, sir. I say good day, sir. Good day to you. I was simply having a dick quest. It is my name after all.
Thing is, I think taxing on wealth rather than income does create some difficulties, because what you do when the wealth goes down on those years, do you then, as Donald Trump did, manage to claim a tax loss? A tax loss, by the way, that Donald Trump was able to roll forward for many years thereafter. Taxing wealth is a great and beautiful idea, to quote the president, perhaps, the former president, but the reality is,
sir, autoerotic asphyxiation is my kink. Why are you kink shaming me? I'm going to keep talking about this. This guy on the left literally got arrested at Central Park with drugs in his pocket, which I don't have a problem with a fucking rope around his neck and, a rope that was around his neck that was tied to his genitals and a sex toy inside his boot. That guy who's talking right here. So when I was making that like public indecency arrest joke, that was actually what he did. Yeah. I was having a bit of a wank in Central Park.
Yeah, you mentioned exactly the phrase that I was going to offer up, which is that what especially when it comes to the tax code, what is scandalous is what is legal, not what is illegal. And by the way, I should disclose Jeff Bezos personally owns the Washington Post, which I work for. But look, this is the tax code working as it was designed to do, as we collectively as a society have programmed it to do. We could make different choices here. We could change the tax code so that people who are very high net worth individuals do fork over more money to Uncle Sam every year, or more frequently in any event. You could do that a few different ways. For example, the main subject, the main cause for all of these high net worth people paying so little income taxes is that basically we only tax most assets when they are sold. This is called the deferral benefit. So you could get rid of that deferral benefit. You could do mark to market for assets, which is complicated for a lot of reasons. Richard, I'm sure, can go into. You could have what's called a retrospective wealth tax, which is when these assets are sold, you kind of like work backwards and figure out how much they would have paid if they had marked to market every year. You could do more radical things like having a consumption tax, so that when rich people borrow against their assets in order to fund their lifestyles, they're still paying taxes on the boats and mansions and whatever else they are spending.
Oh my God, dude. She is just spitting, dude. She is spitting, dude. Like, she just fucking spat hot fire. Jake Tapper is not happy, and neither is Dick Quest, old Dickinson. Not happy about these new developments. What you're saying would ruin the economy. Our feudal lordships are at the forefront of jobs creators. What you're talking about would destroy their financial position that they've worked so hard to get to.
Money on. Of course, consumption taxes have other problems, including that they hit poor people as well. But these are choices we have made as a society. Elizabeth Warren has offered one possible proposal, which you mentioned, an ongoing wealth tax, but that could potentially have some constitutional issues as well as administrative ones.
And Richard, Warren Buffett, we should note, he's long been trying to get higher taxes for the rich. It was 8 years.
Yeah, totally, dude. That's why. Yeah. Warren Buffett definitely wants higher taxes for the rich, dude. Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah.
Years ago, when he famously pointed out that he paid lower income taxes than his secretary. Why is changing the tax code so difficult for those who have the power to do so?
Lobbying, money, army of advisors. There's an entire industry. I was going to say cottage industry. It's not. It's a vast industry that's designed to find the loopholes. And if you can't find a loophole, get it inserted into a piece of legislation.
It is mind-boggling that, like, he recognizes it. He recognizes it. He knows that rich people are the reason for why it's happening. Like, that this is, like, being written. But then he's like, but don't blame the rich for taking advantage of it. Like, why? But they're the ones who designed it.
So that you reduce your taxable income. That's the reason this is so egregious. That's the reason it's so offensive. And remember, Jake, the tax code has to be universal. You can't have a Bill Gates tax. You can't have a Jeff Bezos tax. It's got to be a tax for all billionaires. It's got to be a tax that applies across the board. And ultimately, it has to be seen to be fair and manageable. And the reality is that the people who get the worst side of it, I'll tell you who gets the worst side of it, the upper middle classes and the middle classes in the sense, because they don't have the assets or the ability to manage to use the tax code to their benefit. It's usually income from
Upper middle class absolutely does have the ability to use these tax benefits to their advantage. That's literally a fucking lie. Maybe not to the same degree that billionaires do, but they absolutely do.
Wages, whereas the super rich have this wealth investment income, or not income, asset gain, and they manage to play it to their benefit. But until Congress does something about it, it will.
It's like Israel-Palestine. To talk about yet another issue that Jake Tapper absolutely fucking despises. It's like Israel-Palestine, okay? Those tax codes are being written in a certain way where avoidance is expected. Who's doing it? The rich are doing it by way of lobbyists. Why are they doing it? It's not like it's a natural phenomena. Just like when Israel says, like, we had to blow up these children because Hamas is using them as human shields. Like, it's not like Israel's rockets are a fucking naturally occurring phenomena, okay? Like, someone is saying, we're going to blow up these babies. Just like someone is saying, rich people are saying, we're going to write the tax code in a way where we could just fucking completely hide our assets or get away with paying so little of the overall revenue that we generate year over year. I love that the Biden administration is investigating the illegal leak of Jeff
when
Bezos,
it's time
Elon
to
Musk,
pay
and
taxes.
Warren Buffett's tax information rather than actually fucking, I don't know, doing something about the tax loopholes. I hate the American government. You are a cancer on society. You are a horrible monster if you are looking to figure out like who the leakers are. You are just like Donald Trump. Remember all these fucking dumbass libs who kept saying like, oh my God, we love the leakers. We love the leakers. Like, oh, you're so bold. You're so brave. You're so bold. You're so brave. Like keep leaking kings and queens under Donald Trump because Donald Trump was like upset about people fucking being brave whistleblowers. All of a sudden, when the shoe's on the other foot and Joe Biden is the fucking president, whoa, dude, these guys are fucking criminals. Like, we got to arrest them immediately. These guys are leakers. Same energy with Edward Snowden and friend of the show / gamer watcher, Chelsea Manning. It's great, dude. When people are whistleblowing under liberal administrations, they are a national security threat. We need to fucking stop them. We need to jail them. We need to torture them. But under the Trump administration, they're brave and bold whistleblowers, go off kings and queens. So fucked up.
According to ProPublica's reporting, back in 2007, his wealth increased $3.8 billion and paid nothing in federal income taxes. Neither did Tesla founder Elon Musk in 2018, and not a penny from George Soros for the 3 years between 2016 and 2018. And it's all legal, thanks to U.S. tax codes, which focus more on wages as opposed to investments, which are usually taxed at lower.
This is why it's so funny. Like when yesterday people were yelling at me when I said like the way to fix like the disparity is not by simply increasing the top marginal tax rate, which is good and valid and reasonable. It should be increased, but by figuring out a way to fucking tax assets, tax wealth. Like, this is where everyone's fucking money is. This is where the super wealthy actually make their money, actually make their hundreds of millions, actually make their billions of dollars. And motherfuckers were like, oh, dude, Hasan, you're simply taking this opinion because you yourself are a Twitch streamer who makes a lot of his money off of his own labor. That's why, dude, right? That's why I'm saying that. Wouldn't they just move their money to a different country then? This doesn't seem to solve the problem. Yeah, dude, which is what the rich aren't doing currently. You're right. Unlike what they are doing currently. Oh no, what will happen if the rich move their money to a different country? Now, I do also believe that there should be some kind of international control over wealth changing hands like this. If you are a billionaire who hides his assets overseas, then you are no longer allowed to fucking operate on U.S. soil. How about that? Go live in fucking Switzerland, you piece of shit. They already do that. We don't do enough to punish them for it. We should. I am 100% an advocate for being like, oh, you want to live in Switzerland? Go live in Switzerland. Fuck off. I'm seizing your fucking properties now. I'm taking your fucking houses. I'm taking your fucking yacht. I don't give a fuck if you bought it in Delaware. I'm taking all of your shit. You think the American government doesn't have the power to do this? Are you crazy? Having these kinds of assets that you have generated off of American labor, off of obviously third world exploitation too, a drastic amount, but having accrued this kind of fucking wealth on U.S. soil, on U.S. backed subsidies, on U.S. infrastructure, and then turning around and taking that cash away and hiding it somewhere is one of the least patriotic things that you can do. And it literally makes me reactionary, the way that I would deal with that, if you will. I literally find it to be disgusting. How dare you fucking exploit the American working class, take advantage of like our infrastructure, which is already fucking crumbling, and then take all of those assets and then move it over to Ireland so you can get a nice little fucking tax break. Fuck off, dude. Fuck the fuck off. How about no, bitch? Close the loopholes and punish wealthy people if they try to fucking hide it. If they try to do this shit. You can say Nazbal Azan all you want, dude. That's fucking not Nazbal at all. It is the least patriotic thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, people constantly talk about like what if the rich people leave what if the rich people leave California? What if the rich people leave fucking LA? What if the rich people leave America? It's like, do you think this is a normal way to do work? Like, this is a normal economy where like the wealthy have us hostage? Like, they literally have us at gunpoint, that like they will take away the fucking breadcrumbs that they allow the American government to have? Like, you think that's a reasonable way to operate, dude? That's fucking psychotic. I think China does do a very good job with this, if we're being real. Straight up. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being a little dengist here, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want to pay your taxes? Well, I mean, China also does other shit like, where's Jack Ma? Who knows? Oh my God. He's just on vacation. He'll be back soon to speak the glories of the Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping. But beyond that, I think that China does do a good job of this. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want to fucking pay. You don't want to pay your taxes? I'm sorry. Shut off from the American marketplace. Have fun. Why do we do this when it comes to, like, I don't know, bullying Iran or Venezuela? But we can't do this for like actual, actual businesses that genuinely steal money from the American working class all the goddamn time. China has over 100 billionaires in their parliament, though. Yeah, I know. Well, listen. China has over 100 billionaires in their parliament. Guess one of the most famous ones. Guess where one of the most famous ones is right now? You can't. You have no idea where he is. Where is he? Where's Jack Ma? What's going on? No, you don't. He's a fucking billionaire, dude. He's back now? Oh, he is back? No. He came back. He came back to like do a school opening or something. But the rich got rich by exploiting third world countries and cheap labor. You draw the line for American labor? No, I do not. Have you never heard me talk about my opinion on international relations? Like, I don't understand what you're saying there. No matter what happens, it is wild to think that like a fucking outspoken Chinese billionaire was literally fucking sent to Lake Laogai for, you know, for his crimes against Ba Sing Se. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's just like, that does not happen, dude. That does not happen in this world in any other place. They sent the motherfucker on vacation, dude. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? That's a billionaire, bro. That's literally a demigod, okay? In our understanding of the world, right now, billionaires are basically deities. They're demigods. They have the amount of power that, like, feudal lords have. They're basically little monarchs. And the Chinese government was like, oh yeah, dude? What's up? Curious how Jack Ma has disappeared and yet AliExpress still operates. I know. I mean, fuck. Who knows how that works out? I don't understand how without a CEO, these companies can still operate. Nothing happened to him, dude. He just had his microphone taken away. Yeah, totally, dude. He's really good. Copium. Nah, dude. You don't understand. Like, Jack Ma, actually, he's doing so fine, dude. You're fucking crazy. Anyway, but I know the ordinary people in China received any more benefits from the tax they collect from billionaires. What? Are you fucking insane? You can say that, like, the Uyghurs are being oppressed and they're engaging in a cultural genocide, but like to say that ordinary Chinese citizens are not fucking taking advantage of like Chinese development is a psychotic take, dude. The fuck are you talking about? It's like the one of the things that you can literally point to China about and be like, well, that's fucking really good. Like, that's unequivocally good. Capitalists love talking about how many people have been raised out of poverty and then turn around and simultaneously be like, dude, capitalism has raised so many people out of poverty. Like, it's so sick. And then literally turn around and be like, China's not doing enough for his poor people. Bitch, look at those fucking, people getting out of extreme poverty numbers without adding China. Just go ahead. Take China out of the equation. See how many motherfuckers got out of poverty without China. What are you, fucking nuts? People are saying you're being Nazball, never read the Communist Manifesto. Abolition of property and land, application of all rents of land to public purposes, heavy progressive or graduated income tax, abolition of all rights of inheritance, confiscation of property of all immigrants and rebels. Dude, I think abolition of all rights of inheritance is one of the most based fucking things too, but we won't even get into that. Yeah, chatter. In an anarcho-capitalist society, I'm sure you'll be the fucking feudal lord and not my slave, okay? It'll happen, bro. I promise, bro. Just, fucking deregulate, bro, and then you'll be king, okay? So stupid. Instead of amen, we say Bezos. Yeah. You ever get in trouble for being too radical on stream? Sometimes. Why do you hate retail workers? Good question. I don't know. I hate them, dude.